Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on a 2008 Honda Ridgeline. I'm going to be doing spark plugs and coils. So sit back and enjoy the ride. Alright, so I was driving home the other day and the check engine light started flashing and the VTM4 light came on, and pulled over trying to figure out what's going on. Wasn't that far from home, so I limped it home, got my scanner out, which I have a launch scanner, and threw the scanner on, and I have P302, P0305, P304, P0300, P0306. So the only cylinder that wasn't misfiring apparently was cylinder number 1. I'm hoping that just needs a tune-up. It does have 240,000 miles on it, so we'll pull it apart, throw some plugs and coils in. They're a fairly cheap option. I think I got the all 6 coils and plugs for like 80 bucks or something like that. I'll put a link in the description. I got them off of Amazon. Probably not super duper quality, but they had good reviews. So your mileage may vary. So let me get set up and we'll move forward. Okay, so here we are with the Honda engine. And for those that don't know, up on the hood you have these 2 hood prop locations, but there's also a third one down here, which allows the hood to open quite wide and give you plenty of access without worrying about bumping your head. So back to the engine. First thing we need to do is we need to turn these 3, just a flat bladed screwdriver, and they're just quarter turn, and allow this cover to come off. So let's get that going. A little flick of the wrist, nothing hard, and allow the cover to come right off. Now this car does have individual coils for each individual plug, so we're going to need to pull those out. Those look like they are either Torx or Allen, to figure out which it is. Okay, so they are a 6mm Allen socket. Go right into there. Just break them all loose and we'll drop our socket. This one is a little corroded. So that one's going to be a little bit fun to get off, but we'll get those loose, then there's a little pinch point here. Squeeze that and pull your electrical connections off. So you have 3 in the front, and then you have 3 in the back. They're down here behind these electrical connections. Okay, after a little tapping, I was able to get that in enough to grab. I'll have to clean that up. And the screw comes out. Two. Three. And the coils pull out, however, does not want to come out because then I have to pull the fan. Well, that's annoying. Okay, so we got the 3 coils out. And you take a 16mm or 5/8 spark plug socket. So a spark plug socket has either a magnet or a rubber grommet inside to hold the spark plug, so make it easier to remove. I already broke this one loose. Just unscrews. And then it pulls out. And then, like I said, the socket itself will hold the spark plug. So there's that spark plug. This one wasn't even tight at all. Well, that's not good. Let's see what this thing looks like. Alright. Thing totally exploded. That one is tight. And that one pulls out. Alright, so that's the outside bank, and like I said, this one wasn't tight in the cylinder and totally exploded. Why it was even running, I don't know. Alright, so let me get the new spark plugs and we'll compare them. Okay, so spark plugs have a little protective covering on them. Compare it to the old one, so you can see the gap is much bigger. So these are worn. These were NGKs originally. These are an iridium. Hopefully they're decent. Like I said, they're not top of the line, but also it's a 240,000 mile engine. You can make the argument that because of that, you need to make sure you put top of the line in, or you can say, well, it's getting near the end of its life and don't spend the money. So 6 1/2 dozen together, your mileage may vary. And slide the spark plug down, and then always start them by hand. You don't want to cross thread your spark plug. And then you just tighten them down, and then they get torqued to 13 foot-pounds. That's just down loosely right now. We'll throw all 3 in. There we are. 13 foot-pounds. These do have a crush washer on them. There's 13. Next cylinder. There's 13. And the last one. There's 13. Alright. Now we have the coils. Should have done this originally, but didn't. Just compare them to the originals. Just compare them to the originals, and we're looking good. And we'll just take a dab of dielectric grease. Little dab will do you. Don't go crazy with it. We just take and slip that down. Until it seats on the spark plug. Take your screw. Again, get this started in by hand. Definitely don't want to strip out the aluminum or cross thread it. Sorry for my finger. Okay. Get your coil down. Run your bolt down finger tight, and we'll torque those. Rinse and repeat for the others. Dielectric. Goes in, goes down. Screw goes in. Okay, so I wasn't able to find a torque spec for the coil bolts. However, if you look at the coil, it does have this metal insert, so that keeps you from tightening them too tight and breaking your coil. But also keep in mind that you are only screwing into aluminum, so don't go crazy, just snug them down. And click. 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 And if you notice, I was choking up on the ratchet, not way out here, getting a lot of leverage. Just real tight, small, tighten it down. Don't go crazy on it. Click your wires back in. Give them a little tug, make sure that they're clicked in and seated. Okay, so that's the front three, which are the easiest to get to. And same procedure for the back ones. However, you have to lay across the engine, and not a lot of fun. But so just repeat the procedure for the back three, and you've successfully changed the plugs and coils on your 2008 Honda Ridgeline. Alright, so the rest of the spark plugs looked very similar, other than this one that exploded. And so now we have all our coils in. They're all tight. We have all our spark plugs in. They're all torqued to 13 foot-pounds. And if it's your car, you can decide if you want to put this back on. If it's a customer's, you put it back on. And they just go vertically. Get that. You have to get this pin in that little grommet, and then it'll seat down. Alright, so that's changing the spark plugs and coils on your 2008 Honda Ridgeline. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, God bless. Have a wonderful day.